If you're watching this video, you're about to make a whole lot of money. I'm about to show you how to plan out your content for the week in less than 10 minutes. If you ever wonder how do you post a piece of content, get people to click the link in your bio and buy, this is for you. Write down notes because we're walking step by step on how to plan out a successful content campaign and calendar. You definitely want to avoid playing lottery when it comes to your content. I'm talking about where you just come on viral video with your stinking self. So here's the first question you gotta ask yourself. Before you post, ask yourself this: what do I want this piece of content to do? All content is not created equal. So if you created the content to go viral, then the goal is the content to be viral. If you're watching this video, you're about to make a whole lot of money. Welcome back to another episode of Monetize with Marcus. I'm your host, Marcus Rozier. In today's episode, now everyone is using content as a part of their marketing strategy online, but the question is all content created equal? How do you plan out your content in advance for the week where it doesn't consume you and take up a whole lot of your time? So I want to show you how to do it in less than 10 minutes. Put me on the clock, fam. Can't be long-winded with this, but I'm going to break down for you, like, what does this look like? Before we get heavy into it, I want to make sure that in this episode, I'm going to need you to pause for a second. Write down notes because we're walking step by step on how to plan out a successful content campaign and calendar. Now, this is going to be very different from just posting and hoping. So before we get into the episode, we've got to deal with what things to avoid. Well, I just told you. You definitely want to avoid playing lottery when it comes to your content. I'm talking about where you just come on viral video with your stinking self. Baby needs some shoes, wife needs some clothes. We don't gamble with content. We don't post and hope that it hits. You don't need every piece of content to go viral, but you do need every piece of content to serve the purpose for which you created it. So here's the first question you got to ask yourself. Before you post, ask yourself this: what do I want this piece of content to do? What do I want this piece of content to do? All content is not created equal. So if you created the content to go viral, then the goal is the content to be viral. But if you created the content to be a way to engage with your dream client, your ideal audience, then the goal is engagement. If you created the content for people that's not following you and you're like, okay, I just want this, that people can share it with their audience, that means you created content to be shared for you to get new people. So I'm gonna break down a few different categories and then we'll talk about how to plan out your content. Cool? So we're talking about, if we're saying, okay, this is shareable content. Well, shareable content is stuff like when you create, you notice how people will create a tweet and put it up where it's easy for you. There'll be a statement. Let me give you one that I think would be shareable. Y'all ready? Most people have trust issues because most people have lying issues. Share this if you feel me. That's shareable content. Because it emotionally connects to people, people will share that, and now I would get my content in front of people that wasn't following me. That's shareable content. Right? You hear it's an easy statement. People can relate to it emotionally. I'm going to give you another one. I'm a big enough person to forgive people without an apology, but I ain't big enough to let you back around. But I ain't dumb enough to let you back around me. It's a quotable, it's a statement, then the caption could go back to my core thing, which is business. And business relationships, you got to learn how to count your losses, whether that's clients who won't pay or business partnerships that didn't work out. So you see the quotable thing is the tweet. The caption still aligns with my core business, which is about marketing and branding. So now it don't just sound like I'm a blogger out here. Does it make sense? That's shareable. That means the goal of that piece of content is to get it in front of more people to create something that people can share. You follow me? Now, you're going to get new people. That's not going to show up as likes and comments. It's going to show up as shares. Shares allows you to get in front of more people and it grows your following. Now, you've got shareable content. You've got content that people engage with that could be controversial, where you might say, I believe the craziest thing someone could do is X. And here's why. So the craziest thing someone could do, or one of the reasons people are losing in their business is X. And here's what they think need to do to fix it. You fill in the blanks. It could be a carousel. It could be video. So now that content is controversial and you're forcing engagement. The goal of that content, notice how I told you don't post until you know what you want the piece of content to do. I just told you shareable. Now I'm breaking down for you not just shareable content, but I'm breaking down content that forces engagement. Caption could read, tell me if you agree or disagree and why. You're forcing people to engage, and that's going to now help you with getting more visibility. Are you seeing how I'm not just saying create content. I'm telling you what type of content are we creating. Is it educational content to say, I want to serve the people that's already following me? This is not for me to get new followers. This is for those who's following me to not be bored, to be educated. So now this could be value-based content. This could be me telling you what I got going on. This could be telling you every Monday the podcast comes on. This could be talking about what I have upcoming. This could be inviting you to something. Make sense? So now that we got into that, you understand we don't post a piece of content until we know this is what I want this to do. That's the starting place of mapping out your content. And now that we have that, we go from deciding what we want the content to do to creating content buckets. So number one, we decided what we want each piece of content. That's our rule of thumb. I don't post until I know I want this to do that. We've got to pause right there because I'm in the giving mood. I decided to offer you a free gift, absolutely free. Now, I tell you all the time about turning your ideas into online income, but how am I going to tell you to do something and not provide the resource for it? There's so many questions that people have online about what should I post? How do I get my engagement up? How do I get people to click the link in my bio, buy from me? What should I sell? Whether it's an ebook, an online course, how much should I charge? How do I launch? How do I do a webinar? You see what I'm saying? So I decided to create a free training and give it to you that you can utilize to learn how to literally take the services that you do or the ideas you have and build a successful online company. Go to www.monetizewithmarcus.com, my gift to you. You're welcome. Second thing we do is we create content buckets. What's a content bucket? We're going to go to the whiteboard on this one. All right, come on, let's draw this out. When I'm talking about content buckets, fam, let's just do it this way. Now, y'all know your boy can't draw. So content bucket is going to end up being squares. All right. We're going to draw some squares. Now, the way we're going to do it is we're going to say that these are all of our content buckets. You could have more than 3, but I'm writing 3 for the sake of time. Because remember, we're showing you how to map out your content for the week in less than 10 minutes. Okay. So let's just say for me, I'm going to always talk about business. This could be, now under this could be marketing. This could be sales. This could be social media. This could be course creation. This could be email marketing. See all the topics that I have underneath that content bucket. This one, I'm a faith guy. So faith is one of my content buckets. This could be relationship with God, reading the Bible, success principles. So the way I take the Bible, I take it and extract the principles that we can live out in life, right? This could be patience. This could be personal belief. So business, we've got faith. And then sometimes I like to move into, in essence, this is the way I word it. It's a level of personal, where I use my personal case study. We're going to just write CS. These are things that are happening in my life, right? So some would call it lifestyle marketing, but we could say new upcoming experiences, lessons learned in business, biggest mistake I made as it relates to this, how I doubted myself, something I accomplished in the past, right? So you see how we've got 3 content buckets and we got all the different things that we can cover underneath them. The way that I want you to plan out your content, we're talking about being able to do this in less than 10 minutes for the whole week. You're just going to take your 3 buckets, or if you got 4 buckets or 5, and decide what is the main category. If it's business, faith, and personal, or if it's business, faith, fitness, or whatever those things are. You're going to map out some of the things you can talk about underneath them, and you just figure out, okay, every day I'm going to post 3 pieces of content from each bucket. So if we say business at 9 a.m., faith at 12, let's flip it. If we say, we're going to say faith at 9 a.m. first thing in the morning, scratch that, business at 12, and personal at 6. And if we say we want 4 pieces, we just pull it from one of those buckets. The way you're going to map out your content, you got the content buckets, you got the things you can talk about underneath it. So now when you get in front of a camera, whether you're going to create carousels, whether you're going to create infographics, whether you're going to create a tweet, whether you're going to do a video, you can choose what format, but see how easy this is to plan out the content. So you decide, first and foremost, let's go up. Well, let's go here. You got your content buckets. Underneath this, let's go slow. You've asked, what do I want this content to do? What I want this content to do. Now you're going to make a decision. Do I want to sell something? Do I want to sell? Do I want engagement? We're going to say engage. Do I want shares? Do I want followers? Do I want followers? Do I want to start conversations in my DMs? Do I want to click the link in my bio? What I want this piece of content to do. You choose what I want it to do. And then once you've chosen, you're like, okay, now it tells me what content bucket. Well, if I want to make sales, I'm not pulling from my faith content bucket. You should quit working for free. How did social media hire all of us to be their workforce? We're on the app posting videos, going live, creating reels. We do not get paid when we create content on social media. They do, by selling our content to advertisers. But how do you actually build an online business using social media? I want to break it down for you and give you access to it. There's 5 simple steps. I'll tell it to you in a few seconds. Step number 1 is client attraction. I'm going to show you how to actually attract clients that will happily pay you what you're offering. Step number 2, how to capture them. How do you get their emails? How do you get their phone numbers? How do you get them to show up to your event? Be on your Zoom calls. To what I refer to as client dating. It's where you nurture a relationship with people to get them to say yes to whatever you're offering. And I'm even going to show you what type of content to create that gives you brand visibility and brand recognition. I call it social media secrets. You get access wherever you're watching this video. You'll see it in the description and you'll see it beneath this. Let's get back to the episode. That's more connection. That's more sharing my core values, my belief. So you see how the content bucket, based on what I wanted to do, tells me what content bucket. Does that make sense for you? I'm going to go one more time. What do I want from this piece of content? What do I want this content to do? I'll say, man, I really just want to share my heart and the type of person I am. Cool. Let's go personal or faith. What do we want under that? My relationship with God, my belief system, how I treat people, self-defeating ideas, wisdom principles, what I believe about giving, my mission statement, like how I live my life, my mission statement. I asked 4 questions. My mission statement for life is what pleases God, what I'm gifted at and love doing, what helps people, what pays me well. Well, that's a piece of content. Every day I wake up each day and I ask these 4 questions, right? That's not to sell something. If it's personal, then it's, man, it's crazy. Today is Tuesday. So Tuesday is only my content day where I film all day long. Monday is my coaching day. And here's what I'm trying to get better at. Making time for myself. That's personal content. Now I just got to figure out what I want from it. If it's engagement, tell me what some of the things y'all working on, man. Would love to see, are y'all having the same struggle as me? I can humanize myself. If it's business content, I say, I want to make a sale. What I want to talk about, marketing, sales, social media, content creation. See how I decide what I want the content to do, and immediately I choose what content bucket. Family, if you do this, you can sit down, and we are at 10 minutes. You can map out your content for the week in less than 10 minutes to be able to generate sales and grow your followers. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Monetize Markets. If you need me, I'll be over here minding my online business. I'll see you in the next episode.